So it's been 3 months with no offers. I'm giving up. Hey, finding the perfect buyer takes time. But here's what I can tell you. Great domains sell. Hi, I'm Chris Zeicher, and today I'm going to talk about just timing and domain sales. So my first point to this video is just this, right? The first challenge that you have with a great domain name is getting it in front of end user companies. Now here's why I say this, okay? Most companies have no clue that your domain's for sale. Creativity is one of the hardest aspects of creating a brand, of a marketing campaign. Just thinking up different options that you have. And so what happens is that the options end up getting limited to maybe a few, and there could be some perfect options out there for their campaign or their brand that they don't even know about. So getting your domain in front of end user companies and in front of the perfect buyer, in front of the perfect contact of that company, right? They can say yes but not no is one of the biggest challenges. And sometimes that just takes time to find that perfect company. The second thing is just the internal timing, right? So you get your domain in front of the perfect company and you're like, okay, this buyer is perfect. They should own this domain name. But here's the thing. Most large companies are planned 12 to 18 months out. And many big ticket decisions, they take a lot of time. They take the stakeholders, building use cases and building reasons why they should own that domain, right? And then they have to get approval. If it's a 6-figure domain, sometimes you may have to get approval all the way to the board because it involves more than just a domain purchase, right? It involves creating a brand. It could involve creating another website and all the infrastructure that goes involved in that. It just takes time. And you have to acknowledge that it takes time. But back to point number one, if you have it in front of the proper companies and you have it in front of decision makers, then when it comes time, your domain is an option for them and their, the growth, the brand, the marketing campaign. And the third point is this, is that there is a way to sell domains quickly. You can do this on an auction site or you can do this through investors. And this is a great way to gain liquidity. And a lot of domain owners, they utilize this method. Now you're thinking, oh, come on, who's going to do that, right? I mean, they're getting ripped off. They're getting, 40 to 50% of the value of that domain name. Okay, it really depends on the timing of where that owner's at. Some owners need the cash, right? They want that liquidity. They don't want to wait around for that year, for that 2 years that it could take to sell to get it to the end user where it can maximize return on investment. And that's not a bad thing. There's a market that's set out just for that. Just know that if you go this route, it will, most likely you're going to get about 40% to 60% off of the retail value for your domain name. Now, media options, we typically have quite a few investors that are looking to buy domains if they come available that, are at this wholesale pricing. Anyways, hope you enjoyed these tips today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you are looking for additional resources, go on over to chriszeicher.com or to mediaoptions.com.